Hello, Heather.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, uh, it's very good you join me today. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's good to be here.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Jean Yao, a biomedical researcher. Today, Heather Carpentier is joining me for our Thursday's Dymo chat. Heather,
Yes.
would you make an introduction by yourself?
Oh, sure. Okay. I'm Heather Carpentier. I am a health and wellness consultant, and my business is Chronicles in Health, and just here to chat a little bit more with Jean.
Yeah, thank you, Heather. So we have talked a lot of foods and vegetables which enhance our immune systems for the past several weeks. Sugar exists in both foods and vegetables. We need sugar to give us energy. But if you take too much sugar, what will happen? Heather, do you know?
Oh my goodness, sugar, it can do so many things, and it's not positive to our body. But I bet you're going to share a little bit of what it can do to our bodies.
Yeah, that's what we are going to talk today. Uh, So we know too much sugar is really linked to a number of adverse health effects, including obesity, prediabetes, and fatty liver disease. And it's true, if you eat too much sugar, you take too much energy in it, and your body cannot consume that very much. And those sugar will turn to fat into your body that make you to be obesity. And then after this, you get maybe pre-diabetes and then later diabetes and fatty liver disease. So that's why you get to that step.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's some other, it can really cause some inflammation in the body, and it can be a problem. Can sugar enhance or suppress our immunity, Jean? Are you going to share with us about our immunity and the sugar?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So how does sugar affect your immune system? That's a topic we are going to talk about today. The idea that sugar weakens the immune system likely be brought in the early 70s when a study was published reporting that phagocytes, a type of white blood cells that kills bacterial, viruses, and pathogens, were less active in people who had recently consumed straight sugar or sugary foods within 5 hours, like orange juice or candies. So in 5 hours, you can see that those white blood cells can can be depressed.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly.
Yeah, it's very fast. So if you have an excess sugar intake, you may also have an excess calories intake, which leads to obesity. So that's why you can see here. And this associated with a chronic inflammation. So it's really sugar, you intake sugar and get obesity and then get chronic inflammation.
Right, and chronic inflammation, it's the foundation of so many conditions, so many conditions.
That's right. That's right. And we can look at this page here. So chronic inflammation might overwhelm your immune system because the body is already putting up a sustained battle against the inflammation caused by other things, and leaving it less capable of responding to other threats. So this can impair how cells and organs function, increasing the risk of a range of diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and cancer or other diseases. So you could see that chronic inflammation gets suppress our immune systems and then cause other diseases.
It opens the door for a lot of stuff.
It is, it is, it is. So I like you maybe give some examples to
Sure.
have like how can we get less sugar in our diet?
Sure. All right. So it's important to start removing because if you look at the Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention recommends that we only consume of our diet about 10% from sugar. Now, the average American consumes roughly 15%. And a funny little fact, 200 years ago, we used to only eat about 2 pounds of sugar a year. Now we eat 60 to 88 pounds of sugar a year. So it's a huge difference. So if we can begin to start reducing some of the challenges of the sugar in our diet, and like we talked about or Jim and Kim talked about eating 80% of the time well, and then you eat 20%. Sometimes we can do that. Well, that 20%, if we can start to healthify them, like our cookies and cakes and things like that, just by starting to bring down the sugar content. And you can usually with cookies, you can bring it down 10 to 15%, and most people will not know a difference. And that's a good place to start. And you can see in this picture, the cookie on the far left, that one is a regular cookie. And you see how it's nice and spread. And then the other two, the sugar content has started to reduce. So yes, it can affect it, but that 10 to 15%, most cookies can handle it. Now, some cookies can handle 25 to 30%, and it's kind of up to you to decide where you're at. And maybe you just start cooking and make a batch and just take out 10% or 15%. And then you say, oh, I can handle it. The family doesn't know any different. So, oh, well. And then maybe you can reduce it a little bit more. If you get over that 25 to 30%, most cookies, they aren't going to spread nice. They're going to be dry. They're not going to taste as good, and you kind of compromise it because there is a chemical reaction that happens with the sugar. Now, the same thing can happen with blended cakes. And what's a blended cake? A blended cake is where you take all your ingredients and you blend them all up. There's sponge cakes, there's all different kinds of cakes. This is the most common simple cake. You can easily take out 10%, no problem. You probably won't even, the taste probably won't even be affected. Some you can get 25, some you can get up to 50%, especially if you add in like maybe applesauce back in or bits of dried fruit, so you get a little bit more in there. The one thing that if it's a chocolate cake, it's really hard to take the sugar out because the cocoa and all that is pretty bitter, and people will recognize that, oh, this doesn't taste very good. But if you start to healthify by reducing sugar, it's a great step, even if it's just a little bit, in improving your health. And you will also start to change these taste buds because they get trained to expect sweet, or they can be trained to not expect it. And you'll find that once you start reducing sugar from your diet, and then if you eat something that's fully sugar, you're gonna go, oh my gosh, it's a blast of sugar, and you're not used to it anymore. So I really encourage people to just start somewhere. Just start somewhere to reduce the sugar. And baked goods, you can start easily the 10%. And then each recipe, you just have to kind of figure it out and see what works for you. So that's a few ways that you can reduce it. Jean, have you ever tried to reduce sugar in your recipes?
Well, I don't have a sweet teeth. I don't like those sweet snacks very much. So for me, sometimes I just eat cookies and cakes, but most of the time I don't eat those things.
Yeah, well, we can a lot of us tend to have those, and we can try to reduce a little bit and start.
Yeah, but yours, I think that's a very, very good, I think very good suggestions for people. They like to eat those sweet stuff a lot.
Right. And obviously homemade is better than store-bought. So if
that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a very good suggestion. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And here are the references we used for today. And thank you, Heather, for sharing your tips for making healthy cookies and cakes. So next time we will talk about egg. Egg has been a powerful nutrient, including lots of fats and proteins. Boiled egg is a very handy way for many people to get nutrition in their diets. Some people eat soft egg, and some people like hard hard egg. So are they the same? This question brought by one of our audience. This is a very good question. We welcome you to ask more questions and we will be happy to answer. Uh, Starting from next Monday, February 22nd, we will start a 14-day challenge for sugar concern. This challenge is free. You're welcome to join. If you are feeling bloated, tired, or just overall kind of sick, sugar could be to blame. Sugar can also lead to heart disease and diabetes over a lifetime. So if you are serious about getting your health and sugar habits under control, don't miss out on this opportunity. You will be engaging with a group of individuals who all want to change their ways just as much as you do. Please join us and get a free copy of Sugar Elimination Meal Plan and recipes. Sign up now for the free 14-day challenge, Sugar Concern group at Facebook. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.